inshallah, God willing. Today we'll start with lecture 1, as I told you, and we will start with unit 1. So unit 1 will be about the cycle of life. So it's a cycle of life, which means in Arabic دورة الحياة. In unit 1 we will cover 3 topics. So the first reading that we will cover called naming ceremonies. The second reading, the people of Malawi were kind to her son. And the third reading, Papa who wakes up tired in the dark. Today in this lecture we're going to cover the first reading, reading number 1, which is naming ceremonies. Naming ceremonies. So before I start with reading 1, the usual case with every reading topic that we'll take every lecture, first we're going to tackle some new vocabulary which are considered new for you learners of this subject. So each, as I told you, each reading passage we will tackle new vocabulary words, and then we will tackle some words with their definitions. So the first reading is naming ceremonies. So the new vocabulary for this passage, you can see there are almost like 5 and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 new words. 13 new words. I'm going to read the words starting from left up to bottom, then from right up to bottom. So the first word we have is aloft. Aloft means in Arabic to rafa, to raise up. To raise up someone or to raise up something to the sky. The second word we have is altar. So altar is a place that usually they make some kind of rituals on it. So altar here means in Arabic madbah. So altar means madbah. The third word we have here is ancient. Ancient. So anything that's very, very old is called ancient. So ancient means qadim. Okay, it means in Arabic qadim. The fourth word is bestow. Bestow. So bestow in simple English means to give, but it's not used to give something, it's to give names. So for example, if someone, if a father bestows his grandfather, his father's name to his son, means that he names his son from his grandfather's name. So bestow is yu'ti, okay, yuqaddim, okay, to give. The fifth word is diverse. Diverse. So the fifth word is diverse. Diverse means it has many forms, so it's different. So it means متنوع, مختلف. And the next word is emper. So emper is like a coal. When you have a coal, which is faham, and you light it up, it becomes emper. So it's, in Arabic we call it jamra. Okay, so emper. The next word is horizontal. Horizontal. Horizontal, which means ufuqi. Horizontal. The next word is precise. Precise. When someone is precise, he do things accurately. Okay, he do things accurately. He goes step by step. So precise means here بشكل دقيق. The next word is purify. Purify means يطهر. The next word, radiance. Usually radiance, when you go out outside in the afternoon, you can see some radiance coming from the sun. So radiance, or you can see radiance coming from a laser beam, for example. So radiance means ish'a. The next word is ritual. Ritual. So Muslims have some kind of special rituals in Eid. They go to pray. When they finish praying Eid, they go from a different path. So this is kind of ritual to us. Ritual means tuqus. The next word is society. Society. So when I say Muslim society, Christian society, society means mujtama. We have another word that has the same meaning, almost the same meaning, and we're gonna see it in the passage, in the reading passage, which is called community. So when we read the passage and you see community, don't forget it means almost the same as society. The last word, but not the least, we have the word tribe. So tribe, in Saudi Arabia, for example, there are many tribes, people from different tribes. So tribe here means qabila. Now we'll move to vocabulary definitions. So sorry, I'll go back to the new vocabulary. So the new vocabulary, you will see it in the text, in the reading passage, highlighted. Also is the vocabulary definitions. So here we have 3 words, and these words are highlighted in the passage, and we have for each word a definition. For example, here we have the first word or phrase, the Kung people of Namibia. So the Kung people of Namibia are a tribe native to southern Africa. A tribe native to southern Africa. The second word we have is to live up to. To live up to, which means to achieve a goal or value in one's personal life. The third word we have here is ochre, which is a kind of clay or mineral that is orange yellow in color. Now we're going to move to the passage. I'm going to read the passage, the naming ceremonies passage, once slowly, and I'm going to read it for another time, but I will do it quickly. So I will start reading now the passage. So we will start with the first paragraph in the passage. Raised to the sky by an elder, this newborn baby receives his name. By this name, he is identified both as an individual and as an accepted member of his community. As you remember, community means almost the same as society. A blood Indian of the Blackfoot Federation. Now we will move to the second paragraph in this passage. So it is in different ways for all of us. In societies, babies are often named for their parents or grandparents, while groups as diverse as the Kung people of Namibia, we see the words here highlighted, we see the diverse, we see societies, and we see the Kung people of Namibia highlighted in the text. So I'm going to start again, paragraph 2, I'll start reading again. So it is in different ways for all of us. In societies, babies are often named for their parents or grandparents, while groups as diverse as the Kung people of Namibia will never give a child the name of a living parent. So the Kung people of Namibia, they will never ever give one child a name of someone that is living now. So they usually give names of dead people. Okay, let's continue now. The Lakota Sioux bestow names that they hope will guide their children's lives, names to be lived up to. So now we are talking about a different tribe, which is the Lakota Sioux. They bestow names that they hope will guide their children's lives, names to be lived up to. Now we're going to move to the third paragraph, which is the final paragraph in this passage. This blood Indian elder follows a precise and ancient ritual. First, now he is talking about the ancient ritual. What kind of steps do this blood Indian use in naming? First, he purifies himself with burning sweet grass on an altar of clay and glowing embers. He marks the palm of his hand with red ochre dye. Then paints the baby's face with the sign of the tribe. One horizontal line below the eyes, another above the mouth. Finally, which is the final step of naming, the baby is held aloft. So the baby is held up and shown to the sun, so that its radiance will follow this new being through the circle of his life. Okay, I'm going to go back to the passage again. I'm going to read it from the very beginning again. So, going to read it again. Please try to follow me. So, raised to the sky by an elder, this newborn baby receives his name. By this name, he is identified both as an individual and as an accepted member of his community, a blood Indian of the Blackfoot Federation. So, it is in different ways for all of us. In societies, babies are often named for their parents or grandparents, while groups as diverse as the Kang people of Namibia will never give a child the name of a living parent. The Lakota Sioux bestow names that they hope will guide their children's lives, names to be lived up to. This blood Indian elder follows a precise and ancient ritual. First, he purifies himself with burning sweet grass on an altar of clay and glowing embers. He marks the palm of his hand with red ochre dye, then paints the baby's face with the sign of the tribe. One horizontal line below the eyes, another above the mouth. Finally, the baby is held aloft and shown to the sun, so that its radiance will follow this new being through the circle of his life. So this is the end of the reading passage. Now we're gonna have some comprehension questions. You can find these comprehension questions in the book. You can find more comprehension questions in the book too. So the first question we have is, why is the baby held up to the sky? So the question asks why the baby, the child, is held up to the sky, If we go back to reading passage, paragraph 3 in the reading passage, at the end, in the final step of the naming, in the second line from the bottom, not from the beginning, from the bottom, finally the baby is held aloft and shown to the sun, so that its radiance will follow this new being through the circle of his life. So, and this can answer the question that we have, which is why the baby is held up to the sky. So the answer can be because they held him in the sky so that the sun's radiance can follow, so that the baby can follow the sun radiance through the circle of his life. The second question we have here is how does the elder purify himself for this ritual? So in the topic, or in the passage, we discussed the ritual, the steps of the ritual. So the first, we said that he raised up the sky, he raised up the child to the sky, so the sun's radiance can follow him in his life, etc. So the question asks us, how does the elder purify himself for this ritual? So in order to do this ritual, he purifies himself. How does he purify himself? كيفية. كيف إيش يعمل purify. If we go back to the last paragraph again, to the third paragraph in the topic, we can see in the first step, in the second line from the beginning, from the top, first he purify himself with burning sweet grass on an altar of clay and glowing embers. So this line can answer our question. So the answer is he purifies himself with burning sweet grass on an altar of clay and glowing embers. So these are the two questions, the comprehension questions. Of course, later on we will have different types of questions in different lectures. So in lecture 2 we will have some kind of different questions than the WH questions. We're going to have multiple choice, God willing. In the third lecture or the fourth lecture we might have true and false questions. This is the end of our lecture today. Thank you very much for listening, and see you in the second lecture.